Today we are looking at the Rescue Megazord from Power Rangers Turbo. This was the second Megazord they got, and it was the first one piloted by exclusively the new team of TJ, Cassie, Carlos, and Ashley, and of course Justin. But the original set minus Justin didn't touch these, so it's kind of neat in that way, a little unique there. So starting from left to right, you have Lightning Fire Tamer, Siren Blaster, Thunder Loader, Star Racer, with a question mark at the end that we'll go back to, and Wind Rescue. I really like this set, which shouldn't surprise anybody considering how much I enjoyed the Turbo Megazord, if you've seen that video. For whatever reason, these just do it for me. I'm not a big car person in real life. You know, I don't really, whatever. I mean, these are more than just cars, I guess, because there's, they're rescue vehicles. But I like the designs, and I actually like how they tie in with the Turbo Megazord, which we'll get to at some point. But take a glance at them. Lightning Fire Tamer is a fire truck. I mean, that's it. He's a fire truck. His biggest feature, aside from obviously rolling, is he has water cannons, which is, you know, nice for playability. The fun in it really, you know, comes from rolling around and crashing into Star Racer. I'm kind of pressed for space in here. We'll see, you know, there you go. But, I mean, it's a fire truck, and it's easily recognizable as a fire truck. You get the point. Next is Siren Blaster, which also rolls, and it is a police car, if the Siren Blaster didn't give it away. I like this, though, one, because it doesn't look like the same kind of police car, the, oh goodness, Robo Racer. It doesn't look the same as Blue Centurion Zord. It's its own take on it. But I also like it because it kind of looks like a police car out of the Mega Man X series, if you've ever played those. I can totally see, like, these driving around the city while X is fighting Mavericks and that kind of thing. I mean, that might be lost on you, I don't know, but it's a futuristic police car, and probably the most futuristic looking vehicle here. So, because everything else looks relatively realistic. Next is Thunder Loader. It's a dump truck. It doesn't have a lot of room in it, though that is definitely for, I guess, more the toy aspect of it, presumably in universe and in the show. I don't feel like they ever really showed the inside. I could be mistaken, but I don't remember. But it is a dump truck, so it dumps. That sounds gross. Yeah. Next is Star Racer with the question mark, and it's a question mark because, I mean, if you fold that up, which is one of the features, it is clearly, I guess, a race car. Not really. I don't know why they didn't just call it Star Dozer. I mean, because it's a bulldozer, but it is also kind of a race car, I guess. But I don't know. Star Racer just doesn't really sell the point to me. But yeah, you can clip those back, and it'll be more of a vehicle. It does roll as well. And interestingly enough, these are rubber wheels. These two are not. These are on Thunder Loader as well, so just a neat little difference there. And here is Wind Rescue, which is probably my least favorite look of the vehicles. I don't know. I guess it kind of fits in that, like, Mega Man X design as well. It's very bulky and blocky, and I don't know. It just doesn't look very good, and it does my least favorite thing with pink Zords, and is mostly white, which I guess makes sense for an ambulance. So I'll give it credit there, but I'm a big fan of just go pink or go home. So it does not have rubber wheels or anything, though. So it just rolls. It doesn't even light up, even though I feel like it could, but I mean, I'm sure that would have given more cost to them. So yeah, those are the rescue Zords. Except it's not, because these have a second mode, which is cool, and I'm pretty sure it's the first Zords we got that have dual modes. I believe it was called high stance mode, and part of the reason these are so cool is because they also turn into humanoids, which is awesome. So we'll start with Lightning Fire Tamer and get to those modes. So we're going to split him open, pull the water cannons back up there. I'm going to set him down and fold his arms down, stretch him out, flip them around like that. They're a little tight. Like this thing I got off eBay, the whole set was complete, which is fantastic. And I think the person who owned it barely ever touched it because it feels brand new. Like, I mean, it's dusty and I should really work on that, but pull these out here. But this thing is like tight. It does not move. Very clicky, very satisfying to click. And there you go. And look at his little fireman helmet. He's cool. I like the themes behind all of these because they tie in well, but the helmets really seal the deal, really make it stand out. Let's see, let's fold that down. So he's got some articulation here, like a normal figure. You can rotate him around and play with him. His legs do not, they are connected. So they can split open. You see the little peg in there, but make sure his foot's out. I guess it's not super important, but it's there. So next, Siren Blaster. He's kind of goofy looking, but we'll get to that point. So pull his waist down. Now, I did just say these are very tight, but these die-cast pieces here for the Megazord connection, I guess they're so heavy they don't fit in there anymore. Or like stay, because sometimes they pop out. But we'll flip his little feetsies out here. So pull him out, set him down for a second, and you pull his arms down. They've got nice little die-cast pieces here to hold them in. I guess I'm not really sure why. I guess because of the mechanism, it might have gotten flimsy and broken. He doesn't really have arms to pull out. That's his arms and hands and everything right there. You just fold this down, and boom. You get a little policeman there. Very Transformers-esque, which is somewhat appropriate now considering Hasbro owns the license. His little feet. But he's kind of goofy looking. I mean, he gets the job done, but you know, I said this is complete. I'm pretty sure these didn't come with weapons. Those were the Shogun Zords. I bought this new years ago when I was a teenager. No. Yeah, I would have been 12-ish. So I don't remember them coming out with weapons, but I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah. Thunder Loader's pretty simple. Just pull him down, fold that down, and then fold that back. Pop his arms out, like literally just pop them out. And then his head is stuck there. Let me put it there. He's got very basic articulation, like that is it. He does not have legs, he has a stump. And that is him with his, like, I guess, I don't know what this is supposed to be because it's a dump truck. I'm assuming it's a construction dump truck. When I think dump trucks, though, I think like a garbage truck. I don't know, maybe it's a cultural difference, but he's kind of a construction worker as well. He gets the job done. Literally, he gets the job done. Guys, I am awesome and full of puns. I hope you follow me only for the puns, because that is the only quality content you are getting here. I'm going back to Siren Blaster just so I can show you that he has some articulation here. Those joints, especially right here, are super tight, so I was a little nervous to turn it. But his arms turn around as well. You can kind of do some positioning there, make him do a salute. His legs do split apart, but he can't move them, so I didn't want to leave him out. Poor Justin, always getting the short end of the stick. The short one, because he's the Kid Ranger. Star Racer is essentially the same as Thunder Loader. And it already split, but you pull this down, you pop the arms open, and you fold this piece forward instead of backwards, and then the head is back here. The last critical piece that I see a lot of people missing, and I mean, to be fair, it's silly, is when it's in high stance mode, this needs to go horizontally. Don't know why, it's kind of weird. I mean, okay. But you get your little construction helm. Again, I don't know. It looks like a ball cap, which I've never actually noticed until this moment, which might tie into the racer idea, but it's weird. This whole concept, this whole Zord is weird, but same articulation as Thunder Loader, just the arms rotate 360, and they're there. So Wind Rescue is pretty simple. It's actually kind of, and we'll touch on this in a second, but it's kind of similar to the transformation of Wind Chaser, but either way, you're going to have to split it, which Kat and Cassie got the split Zords, so you just pull those down, and then the arms kind of peg out like Justin's, and you drop it, and the Zord is destroyed, and that's how Divatox wins. But now that it's split, right here is the head, so we'll pull that up, we'll snap it back together, and you get the nurse in the nurse hat, which is more like a 50s or 60s nurse, I guess, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe they still wear hats like that in Japan, or they did in the 90s. I have no clue, but I have never once seen a nurse wear that. Granted, I don't have a lot of hospital experience under my belt, thankfully, so same as the other ones. Got the 360 rotation here, no leg articulation. They are just split, so you know, unlike these two, she actually has her own feet, but or legs in this case, but she's very simple. But the fact that you can do this with these, let's see if I can move this back a little bit and get you some better view. Not really. Very limited for space here. There, that's good, right? There we go. We'll do something with it. Anyway, it's cool that they do this. I like them. Gives a lot of replayability, especially when I was a kid and I would always have Megazord fights and stuff. So having two modes is better than one, of course. But then there's the main attraction, which is the Megazord. Now, it's very similar to the Turbo Megazord, which is something I wanted to point out. And I will talk about that more in a second. But I like the synergy between the designs, and we'll get to that. We're going to start with the legs, and you're going to push the arms back in as much as they will go. You're going to fold his head back and hide it, and then just collapse it down. Star Racer, we're going to rotate this back, push the arms in, collapse it. That was tight, so then push the helm back, and then boom, there you go. For Siren Blaster, we're basically gonna flip this up, push the arms back in, and push the feet down. We're going to leave him split though, and then split some more and fold this into itself. And it's, well, let's see. Right here you've got peg hooks, and here you've got pegs. I guess those are clips. I don't know. I don't know the terminology. I'm not a professional. And then you fold these out. Very similar to Mountain Blaster. And they just, I mean, they both have this, can't really see it, but there's a place for them. You'll see. Oh god. I used to be able to do this like at the same time, very show realistic when I was a kid. I guess I don't have that coordination anymore. It's a little back heavy. Not by much, it's not going anywhere, but it does tend to lean backwards a little bit. So push this back, and this one's neat because those other ones were pretty simple, Justin's being the most complex at this point. But push those feet in, pull those back, and then I've seen people do this a bunch of different ways, but this is how I do it. You're gonna fold I had trouble getting this up earlier. This comes out, which I can't get it to do. There, helps if I pull it in the right spot. We're gonna push that up like this and collapse his arms back in. Basically, push, I'm doing this wrong already, Lord. I'll show you. So, we're basically gonna turn it back into a fire truck. Kind of. So, just leave it like this, and then you split it and rotate it around towards the front. So, like this and like this. And then this just clips back down to where it was. And we're gonna just snap him on to the top with his connectors. We're gonna rotate this up a little bit so you can see it a bit better, get you a better view. Sorry for the shaky cam. He's tall, so yeah, I wanna try and get as much of him in view as I can, but there, that's good enough. That should be my slogan, good enough. So next, this one's a little weird because it's not as simple as you would think, and it's just a weird design decision. So we're gonna fold the arms back in, and then we're gonna split it out. Fold the head in, fold the peg out just like Wind Chaser. You're gonna notice a trend here, and then fold the arms out. So it goes like this. You would think almost that that's it, but something I see people forget is you gotta push the fist up, but not all the way, like only to where it covers right here, like over the fingers. And be careful because you can pinch yourself. So kind of like that. It's kind of hard to get. It doesn't really click into place. You just gotta trust yourself. So now you can see maybe that he is leaning a bit because he is wobbly. And then do the same thing here. Cover that up. And there you go. That's it, right? Totally. Nah, his head's a little small. So you fold out the fire truck front, and then you, oh gosh, I hit the camera. You're gonna fold up the helm, push that back down, and boom. Now you have the Rescue Megazord, which is big, bulky, and awesome looking, in my opinion. I'll give you a little bit of a view there. He is tough. He is meant to be the bulk, the power of the two Zords in this season, in my opinion. He also has 2 blaster guns, so you can put them there and there. And there you go. You got him. Now, I like how he looks. He's very big. His only points of articulation are these arms. They rotate 360 unless you have the guns in its hand. Now, I don't remember my original one kind of like drooping like that, but maybe it did. But I mean, it's fine. I don't really care. You can kind of push these back if you wanted to by removing the Lightning Fire Tamer arms and putting them behind him. I don't do that. I just leave his water blasters out the way it is, or the way they are. He can also use Artillatron's arms as cannons like he did in the show. I don't own Artillatron right now, so maybe we'll see that one day. But I like the design. The colors are very obvious, you know, minus pink. And he looks good. He gets the job done. I mean, which is the point, unless you're TJ and you sacrifice him. Don't worry, I like TJ. It's just, he didn't get the job done that time. But I want to bring in the Thunder Megazord, the Turbo Megazord, for 2 reasons. One, because you can swap parts. This is like Zord Builder before Zord Builder. But 2, I like the synergy here. Like, it's the same placement as the Turbo Megazord. The Zords go the same. You get the point. Like, aside from Red Lightning going into Mountain Blaster. They're in the same spots, which I just like synergy, and I like how those designs go well together. But once, maybe twice in the show, I don't remember how many times, they did have to combine the two. These Zords don't really have like crazy combinations, but you can detach these pieces. Sorry, buddy. And I'm pretty sure this was like, they never used both of these options, because why would you? I guess it would be weird. But you can combine them, and this was the one that was in the show. So it just kind of subbed in, you know, hey, I can do this. We're too damaged to continue. And you get the Rescue Turbo Megazord, which is kind of silly. The Turbo Rescue Megazord, I don't know. But if you wanted to display it with the other parts and just really mix and match, you can. It doesn't, I mean, it completely works. It's kind of neat, I guess. Maybe you like it more that way. I don't know if I can get it in there. I'm offering a correction to my Turbo Megazord review in this one, but these pieces, I didn't remember them because they didn't come with the Turbo Megazord. They came with the Rescue Megazord specifically for this function, which totally makes sense now because as I was putting this in, pardon me, I keep hitting that foot. As you put this in, he will lean back. So this is to give him some balance. Now that makes sense. So I'll put this here, and then you've got this monstrosity that, like I said, it looks weird, and I mean, in kind of a cool way, and it didn't appear in this show, but you know what? Make your own canon. That's what fan fiction's for. You do what you want. You are valid. So there you go. You got this super weird combination. You've got this piece falling off, so he's probably going to fall over. But they're cool. I like these Zords. I think they look awesome. I mean, this isn't the Turbo Megazord review, but I'm going to say it again. I like these Zords. So take that and run with it. I do have Robo Racer. He doesn't really function with these. He'll get a review at some point. And one day I'll have Artillotron and complete the set. But yeah, like I said, worth getting. I believe it was both of these together. It was $100 and they were both complete, which was fantastic in my opinion. Like, it's a good price and they're not broken or anything like that. Definitely worth a purchase in my opinion, despite what people can say about the Turbo series, which I don't find it as bad as most do. But the Zords they're like on the top of my list. I love them. So thanks for watching. Make sure to check me out on Instagram at Old God Machinations, on Twitter at OG Machinations. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jargon. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.